All right, welcome to July 1st. In fact, we've got three first five games today on the board we're going to break down for you. A lot of afternoon baseball on a getaway day, but we're going to talk about the Marlins and the Rockies at Coors. We've got the Giants at the Diamondbacks in the desert, and we've got the Reds taking on the Brewers in Milwaukee. Hey, it's Joe Raineri, WagerTalk.com. Let's get into these three games here tonight, starting with the red-hot Marlins at the Colorado Rockies and Coors Field. Right in time here for the summer, playing well into the overs lately, or maybe that's just because the Miami Marlins are red hot. Right now, though, 88, 90 degrees at Coors, slated for first pitch. Wind shifting a bit in this one. Keep an eye on it. It was double-digit winds blowing in from right earlier. Now it appears it's going to be blowing out to left field by the time we get to the game. But do keep an eye on that weather report here before first pitch. Miami sending Max Meyer to the mound there. He's going to take on Kyle Freeland, and Meyer opened up around a minus 160 favorite this morning. Looking at the first five price right now, still around just about that. Listen, I'm not rushing to lay that, even though Meyer has been absolutely phenomenal this year. I think looking to become the first Marlins pitcher to start the year 10-0. He's got a 2.60 ERA, which looks great, but the underlying numbers say it's better than what he really is. He's around a mid-threes ERA type of starter, so his ERA looks a little bit better than what he's actually pitching. Still good, but he's not untouchable. And Coors, of course, has a way of making really good pitchers look, well, really mediocre. In the meantime, just ask Kyle Freeland with his 7.50 ERA, which is brutal. And the underlying numbers say, though, he's more like a mid-fives kind of guy, keeping in mind he pitches at Coors. So, yes, he's better than the 7.50 ERA he is showing us, and he's still getting hit hard. Let's make no mistake about it. Both offenses certainly can hit the ball here. We've seen what Miami can do in the first two games of this series. Colorado at home, much better than they are on the road, certainly offensively. Miami just put up, over 20 hits last night, a 14-3 win. Conine Lopez swinging it. They're getting healthier, if you can believe it or not. The Marlins are red hot, certainly offensively. And both offenses, though, with the altitude and depending on where the wind is, likely can have some success. So the first five total opened up 5.5. I'm seeing a 6 in one spot, but for the most part, you've got 5.5s available. And let's be honest, if that number is still a reasonable price, that's the only way I would look at. Even with Meyer on the mound, I think over 5.5 is better than trying to mess with the side in the first five. Now, Giants at Diamondbacks, game number 2. This almost opened up, I think, about dead even here. San Francisco opened up about minus 115, minus 16 earlier today. Now it looks like Arizona has been getting money all morning long. They're sitting around a minus 120 favorite in the first five. And that's interesting given the fact that Arizona is sending Zach Gallen to the hill tonight. And Zach Gallen and his 6.15 ERA is a mess because the underlying numbers also agree with that ERA. He has been bad. I mean, just plain and simple. He can't strike anybody out. He doesn't miss enough bats. It just has not been good. San Francisco is sending Trevor McDonald to the mound, and his 4.94 ERA is a little high, but his underlying numbers say he's around a 4, maybe 4.5, so he's not that far off. He's not an ace, but he doesn't need to be necessarily in this matchup. What he does well and better than anybody is keep the ball on the ground and out of the air. And Arizona, despite the recent success over the last couple of games, has struggled a little bit against righties. They're near the bottom half of the league over the last week in that category, while San Francisco, it's not like they've been crushing it either. They scored just what? Over 3 runs a game last week. But against righties, they're about league average. Nothing great. And that could very well be all you need against Zach Gallen. The edge is thin. I'm certainly not going crazy in this game. I see the money coming in on Arizona, but I lean the Giants in the first 5 money line here. A Gallen is just a fade for me until further notice. And before we get to the last game here tonight, Milwaukee and Cincinnati, I do want to ask you guys, if you can, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, become part of the WagerTalk TV family. Certainly appreciate you guys tuning in to this edition of First Five. We do this video daily throughout the week for you guys to give you a pretty good idea about starting pitching matchups. We don't want to deal with bullpens. We want to take as much variance out as we can and figure out if there are any edges in the first 5 worth exploring. And I think there are a couple, in fact, here tonight on this card. All right, so let's head to Milwaukee tonight for this Reds and Brewers game, because this is a tricky one. Cincinnati certainly looks ugly at first glance, but Milwaukee is sending a lefty to the mound tonight, and Cincinnati, the one decent thing that they have done over the last couple of weeks is actually hit lefties. Milwaukee is sending Shane Drohan, the rookie, out there with his 3.12 ERA, and that's actually a pretty good look for him. The underlying numbers sitting around the low 3s. The only problem is he's just got 6 starts to his name, but one of those was against this Reds team last week, where he threw it well. But yes, he did blank Cincinnati last week, but it took 98 pitches to get 13 outs in that game. So not like he was dominating in the underlying sense. It was more like survival, especially when he walked 3 batters in that spot. So the rematch and the familiarity concern, I think, certainly matters here. It's a thin resume, certainly for this price on Milwaukee, where they opened up minus 150 to 155 this morning. Currently, they're sitting around minus 145 to 150 on the money line in the first 5. Cincinnati sending out Andrew Abbott. His 3.90 ERA is, well, that's friendly, because his underlying numbers say, well, he's closer to a high 4s or low 5s in the ERA. So, yes, he worries me. And he hasn't exactly been great versus Milwaukee in the past. He carries a 5.23 ERA in 4 career starts at American Family Field. But Milwaukee has not hit lefties well recently. They sit in the bottom 3rd lately over the last couple of weeks. And yes, Cincinnati's overall offense also looks cold, but they have scored, under 5 runs a week, 5 runs a game they averaged over the last week. But the matchup and the split matters here, because against the left-handed pitching, that is where they have looked their best. Suarez, Stevenson, Stewart, De La Cruz now back. Yeah, they have been much better against lefties than they have righties. And they just saw this lefty a week ago. And I think that's enough for me. And yeah, Abbott worries me a little bit, but not with a team that can't hit home runs. So I'm not laying this kind of number with Milwaukee here. I'll take Cincinnati, and I'll tell you what, I'll take the half a run with Cincinnati in the first 5 at around minus 115. I think that is a better value play than anything else. And there you got it, guys. We got 3 games for you here tonight. A lot of afternoon baseball in place, but we do have some games here tonight where the first 5 angles aren't too bad, and the value certainly is there, including in a game that I have locked and loaded for you over at my page at wagertalk.com, wt.buzz/JR. We've got you covered there, guys. I mean, this is a great opportunity for you guys to hop on board here as we are rolling in Major League Baseball right now. In fact, up to 40 units of profit over the last 50-plus days. So for the last 2 months, We have just been seeing it, and Major League Baseball, one of our favorite sports to handicap. So go grab that now over on my page at wt.buzz/JR. Hop on board, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and become part of this WagerTalk TV family. So appreciate the time as always. We will certainly be back again tomorrow for another edition of First Five. Good luck with the games here tonight. Cash those tickets, and we'll see you again tomorrow.